RealFansRealTalk.com, where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom for the white and black fans. Asia to Manhattan, I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. RealFansRealTalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another live episode of Real Fans, Real Talk. Of course, I'm Trip Young, and I know you're saying to yourself, fellas, what's up? I know you got the sports gear on usually, but you're wearing pink today. What's up with that? And the reason that we're wearing pink today is because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and us here at the Real Fans, Real Talk family, we got something special planned for this month. We got a special show today for you. But before we get into the show, I want to pass it over to my main man, Mark the Statman Skevich, so he can introduce what we're going to be doing later on this month.
Yeah, on Monday the 29th, which is Monday the 29th of October, at the end of this month, 2 weeks from yesterday, we will be holding our second annual Rolling for the Results campaign. This year it's going to benefit the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and 100% of all proceeds go towards the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, which is ranked one of the best breast cancer charities in the country. It's 91% of that goes to actual programs, as opposed to other charities out there that take a large percentage of what's going on there in administrative fees and whatnot. So not only 9% go towards administrative fees. I've looked it up. We're going with the best breast cancer charity we could find, and they focus more on research to find a cure as opposed to awareness and just letting people know, because we're trying to find a cure here, and I hope you guys support the event. It's Monday the 29th, Bowmore Lanes, Times Square. Bowmore Lanes was nice enough to donate the lane, so 100% goes to the charity. The tickets are only $30. You get 2 hours of bowling, a shoe rental. You get one of these pink ribbons that me and Trip Young are wearing, along with the pink bracelet. And we're also going to be raffling off prizes as well. So there's going to be hats like we have on the set. There's going to be all different types of prizes. We're going to have a Derek Jeter jersey to raffle off as well. It includes a raffle ticket also. So it's going to be a fun event for a good cause. We're going to have teams set up, and the teams will win prizes as well. It's going to be a really great event. For more information, just go to the RealFansRealTalk.com website under the charities section. So if you want the direct link, it's RealFansRealTalk/charities. And you can find out all the information as well as how to donate. The link is on there to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, so that you make your donations directly to there. Real Fans Real Talk is not accepting any payments. It goes directly to the charity's website, so you know that you're donating to the charity. So with that being said, we hope you could join us. It's going to be a fun event, but we are live here on BronxNet Television. I hope you enjoyed the fight special we had for you last week, but right now it's back to the usual sports. And Monday Night Football last night, we had quite a little shocker there, quite a comeback going on. Peyton Manning, he was probably taking some advice from his younger brother Eli about comebacks, because he had the biggest comeback in Monday Night Football history. That's, I believe, 637 different Monday Night Football games. Out of all of them, it's the biggest comeback from halftime. It's 24-point deficit. They're bringing the Denver Broncos back, and I'm gonna let Trip Young. I've been flapping my gums off for a while. I'm gonna let Trip Young talk a little bit about how he felt in that game. It was a hell of a shocker for me, though.
First of all, I got to break down the history behind what we saw last night, because we saw Peyton Manning, who is the older brother to Eli Manning, going against Phillip Rivers, who was supposed to go to the Giants, but Eli Manning said that he wasn't going to play for the Chargers, so they had to do the 1-for-4 swap and went. So we got Phillip Rivers versus Peyton Manning. Now, I'm going to tell you why the Giants did the right thing and definitely made that trade, because after being up 24-0, the Broncos were dead in the water. And, that defense just turned it on. Phillip Rivers threw 3 interceptions in the second half. They had a fumble that was returned for a touchdown. It was not a good look, the entire field. I gotta say, I had to tip my hat to Peyton last night, because he looked like the old Peyton Manning, and I hadn't seen that. I didn't know if we were gonna get that Peyton Manning back this season, but he definitely looked like the old Peyton Manning. So I gotta tip my hat to him and the rest of the Broncos.
Either the old Peyton Manning or the current Eli Manning. That's what he.
Oh, he looked like he looked more like the current Eli Manning. That's what it was.
Just to give you a little bit, it's not just Monday Night Football history. It's tied for second as the biggest comeback in any game in history. So in 1980, the 49ers came back over the Saints by a 28-point deficit. There were 2 other teams to do it by 24, like the Broncos did over the Chargers last night. And one of those is the 92 Rams, who did it over the Bucks, and also the 88 Raiders, who did it over the Broncos. So it's not something that happens that often, what we witnessed last night, and it's definitely a moment in history. And myself and Trip Young do our own individual commentary on Facebook with each other as far as when we're watching games, and it was definitely an enjoyable moment in history. I'm glad I was able to witness it. Very exciting. Getting to the sad news, though. Yankees not doing so well. I got my Yankee jersey on, and you know what? I'm a little superstitious, like a lot of fans are, and it's only crazy if it doesn't work. And what happened was Saturday, Game 5, CeCe was on the mound. I wore this jersey and this shirt underneath it, and I said, you know what? The Yankees won. Now I got to wear the jersey for every game. I didn't follow my rules, and then look what happens, Trip Young. You see, it's all my fault. You know what I'm saying? So I got the jersey on. Tonight's a big game, Game 3. We're good to go. I got the jersey on. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the Yankees got the victory tonight. You got nothing to worry about. I got it all handled right now. So
well, Phil Hughes is on the mound tonight, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping that he'll be able to kind of keep it together and just manage this game. The Yankees haven't been giving up too many runs in this series, so it's pretty good from that standpoint. But the hitting is just been atrocious. Cano is 0 for 27.
They haven't been giving up that many, but they haven't been hitting any either.
Yeah.
So it's and all the focus is on A-Rod, but in Game 1 of this series, when they scored 4 runs in the 9th, thanks to Ibanez and others. Ibanez with the 2-run shot to tie it and bring it into extra innings. That was the first multiple-run game that they had since Game 1 of the division series. So they're not going out there and having multiple hits. So it's not just A-Rod out there. Ibanez is batting over 400. Jeter's out. He's batting over 300. Everyone else is doing horrendous. Robinson Cano is 2 for 32. He was at 1.0 for 28. So it's not all the focus is on A-Rod. I understand he's one of the biggest names. A lot of people don't like him. Of course, he has that big $28 million a year. So fans want to see what that they're getting their money's worth, and it's not happening with A-Rod. But it's not just his fault. The whole team is struggling in the hits department. So the Yankees definitely got to pick things up on the hitting department. The pitching is doing well, like Trip Young mentioned. We're not giving up 10 runs a game, but we're just not scoring them either. So the Yankees definitely need to step it up in the hits department.
Yes, it's not looking good, and we got. Oh man, I'm just completely disgusted, man. The captain went down, Derek Jeter, and when you lose somebody like Derek Jeter, it just the team man, they're down 0-2 right now. This is not the way things are supposed to be working. Now, the Yankees are supposed to be in the World Series this year. A-Rod is going to have to kind of turn things around. He's going to have to get a hit. He's going to have to do something to get things back on track. Cano, Swisher, all of these guys. Granderson has been streaky. It's just not a good look for New York right now. You know what I mean? I don't even.
Well, it is a good look for New York, just not a good look for the Yankees. Back to football again, and my boy Eli Manning. So it's not a total loss for New York. At least we had the Giants with the big upset over the San Francisco 49ers. It's just they were running on all cylinders. The running game was working well.
Yeah.
The passing game, of course, with Eli was working well. Alex Smith looking like the Alex Smith of old, throwing 3 interceptions, which I was enjoying. And the Giants come through with a big W, a big upset, because from the beginning of the season, I was saying that I don't see the 49ers losing more than 2 games, and they already have lost 2 games with a 26-3 loss to the Giants. And Trip Young, my boy Eli's looking good. The Giants running all cylinders. What do you got to say about my G-men out there?
Yo, Eli is on fire right now. Victor Cruz, we got to see that salsa yet again. You know, I love it when Victor Cruz does that little salsa, and it was just so great seeing them beat up on the 49ers, who a lot of people picked to actually win the Super Bowl this year. But, of course, they had to get past the team that beat them last year in the playoffs. That was the Giants. They couldn't do it. The Giants completely dominated them on both sides of the ball. You know, it definitely wasn't an issue where it was a close game, but 2 special teams plays in the playoffs kind of messed things up for the 49ers. In this game, it was not like that. The Giants dominated from pretty much from the start of the game. Eli is having an amazing season this year. And, you know, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Giants. They got back to first place in the NFC East. And, you know, from there, sky's the limit. You know, those the Eagles and the Cowgirls, you know, they both lost this week. You know,
Eagles losing to the Lions 26-23. So the Giants' rivals losing, as well as them picking up a big victory. It's all good news in G-Men town. And the other New York team had a little minor victory too. I mean, I rag on the Jets a lot, but I mean, they were playing the Colts, and you got all the Jets fans all excited as if it's a big victory, like the season's going to change. Yes, they beat the Colts 35-9, but other than the addition of Andrew Luck, the Colts do not look like they're a major contender. So beating up on the Colts is like almost like stealing candy from a baby. So it's not exactly a big victory. But you know, the Jets like to glow any little thing that they accomplish, and of course they have their coach predicting Super Bowl victories all year long. So
yeah. Well, listen, it is what it is. You know, we have some Cowboy fans here Cowgirl fans here on the staff, and Sean Fontaine is actually not with us this week.
He's actually been hiding the past few weeks because his Cowgirls.
Because the Cowgirls has been losing.
Doesn't want to get ragged on.
And
Cowgirls.
So you know. But it is what it is. It's where things are supposed to be in the bigger scheme of things. The Giants are back on top of the NFC East, and if the Cowboys and the Eagles don't watch out, RG3 is gonna have them Redskins in second place because he had another amazing game, ran for more yards than both teams combined in that game this past Sunday.
One of it was partly because of a 76-yard run touchdown. He had well over 100 yards total rushing, but he was looking like the RG3 of old. And a lot of people thought that RG3, he wasn't going to be able to do the same things that he was doing in Baylor in college against an NFL defense. But it seems like he's running smoothly on that note, and he didn't seem to have a problem the other night. He went out there, he did his thing, and he's looking like the RG3 of old in the college years. So,
yeah, he definitely is. Now, I do have some unfortunate news to report. Myself and the rest of Ravens Nation took a big loss this week. Ray Lewis I hate to even announce this, is done for the season with a torn pectoral muscle. What is that, man? We lost Ray Lewis for the season, and not only did we lose Ray Lewis, but we also lost Ladarius Webb, who's one of the best corners in the league. I don't know what's going on with the captains this week. The captains are going down this week. Derek Jeter first, then Ray Lewis. The only good thing about it is that we actually have my man T Sizzle is about to come back off that injury list. And if anybody can help, he definitely can help because he'll shore up that linebacker corpse and be more have that defense looking very good again. As you guys know, he was last year's Defensive Player of the Year. So,
and for those of you that don't know, T-Sizzle translates to Terrell Suggs in Ebonics. So just a little trippy on translation there. But yeah, it's a that commercial with Tom Brady that had, the NFL commercial about the researching injuries and things like that with the mother. My kid Ray loves to play football. It's like, I'd love to see the little guy, and it's maybe she shouldn't have been too comfortable about him playing. But yeah, it's sad news in Ravens Nation. Ray Lewis. So do you think he's going to be? We had a fan mail question earlier actually. Gary from Dover writes. He wrote to you actually, since he knows you're the Ravens fan. He said, "Trip, as a Ravens fan, do you think we've seen the last of Ray Lewis on the field for Baltimore?" And that's a good question, Gary, because he has been playing quite some time, and the injury he might want to call it quits. Well, what do you think, Trip Young? Though
there is no quit in Ray Lewis. He will not quit from this injury. If he did not get hurt and played out this season in its entirety, I would say yes, he would retire. But there's no way Ray Lewis is going to go out on this note. He's still a top 5 receiver at 38 years old. He's a top 5 linebacker in the league at 38, and you know he's still out there. You can't. Most running backs can't take a hit from Ray Lewis right now at his age. So there's no way he's going to go out like this, with an injury that's putting him out for the season. And a lot of people think that this could possibly have been the Ravens' year. So, he's definitely going to come back and give it one more go next season. Hopefully he can stay healthy. And, I do want to shout out the NFL, too, because, I know over here on the set we're going with the whole breast cancer awareness theme. And I like, what I see from the teams wearing the pink cleats, having the pink towels, just showing that support for breast cancer awareness. It's another disease that everyone needs to be aware of because, 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 people are affected by breast cancer and just cancer in general. So it's a good thing when we see our sports teams supporting the cause, Definitely got to applaud them for that.
We're over here supporting the cause, and we mentioned the charity event earlier. If you want more information, once again, it's realfansrealtalk.com/charities. I'd also like to thank Caps Unlimited in the Bronx for donating these pink hats to the set for us to show the breast cancer awareness love out there, and also some extra hats which we have on the set here, which we'll be raffling off at the charity event along with other prizes. So it's definitely going to be a fun event. And I'd like to thank Caps Unlimited right here in the Bronx for their donations. They got a lot of different hats in there. They specialize in hats, all different colors, all different sizes. They got everything in there. It's a great store, Caps Unlimited in the Bronx. Definitely I'd like to thank them for donating.
They really held us down because we went in there this morning. And
3 hours ago.
Not even this morning. 3 hours ago, before we came on the set to talk to them about what we were trying to do with our charity event, which is on October 29th at Bowmore Lanes and Times Square. And, they jumped at the opportunity to, help us out. And like Statman said, they donated these hats to the cause, and they're going to be working with us in the future, trying to get us some more stuff for the charity event. So shout out to Caps Unlimited. And they also keep Trip Young fly, because I go there to get a lot of my hats, and I got different flavors. So shout out to them for holding us down and supporting the cause of breast cancer awareness. Now we do have I told you this is going to be a lot of surprises. We are live on the air right now, but we do have a very special guest that's in the building. This man, I went to see him at Dangerfields in Manhattan a month ago. And when I tell you that this man controlled the room, you know, he actually stole the show because he didn't close it out, but the closer who I knew from television, he didn't really do his thing. But this gentleman, he went on stage and he blew it up. Everybody was rolling throughout his entire set. Oh man, I can't say enough about this man. But Corey Rodriguez is in the building. He's gonna be blessing us on the set in a couple of minutes. We're gonna bring him out. You know, he's got some funny stuff that he's gonna be bringing to the table, and we're looking forward to that. But before we bring Corey out on the set, we want to run this PSA, and I'm gonna kick it upstairs to them in programming so they can do that. Real fans, real talk.
To help the American Cancer Society fight back against breast cancer. 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to the American Cancer Society for support. That's why our work together is so important, because a world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. For more information, call us at 800-227-2345 or visit us online at cancer.org.
To Real Fans, Real Talk. Again, we are very much live on the air right now on BronxNet Channel 68 on Cablevision and Channel 34 on Verizon. And of course, that was my man Drew Brees, you know, showing his support for breast cancer awareness with that NFL public service announcement. And now that we are back on the set, I bring to you, I introduce to some, and reintroduce to others who already know this man, because he's pretty known around these parts, and that's my man Corey Rodriguez.
Yo, what's up? How you doing out there, Real Fans, Real Talk Nation?
Corey Rodriguez is if you want more information about his upcoming shows and everything, just want to say CoreyRodriguez.com is his website. That's with an EY and an S instead of a Z. So Corey Rodriguez, make sure you check him out. He's supporting breast cancer as well, putting on his ribbons, and he's going to do the first ever sit-down stand-up comic show for us.
And then we're going to get into a little Q&A after we do that. But we do want to say thank you so much, Corey, for coming on to the show. You know, we chopped it up, like I said, after his show. He said he would come down. He kept his word. You know, a lot of people don't keep their word, but he definitely kept his word. Came down here. Took him a long time to get here, but he made it. I know you got trouble with the train. Riding the train back and forth.
To drive, I was all. I gotta wear this. I support it, but you know, you want me to.
I'm gonna say something to you, man.
I wear it. I don't want to seem like I don't care.
That's for the cause.
You got Ed Hockley wearing it. I wear it. You know what I mean? Make you big man.
You starting off all right.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. No, you know what? I'm not gonna do stand up. Sit down. Let's go. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about.
All right, we're gonna
talk
hold
New York. Let's talk this New York stuff. You've been talking about all this A-Rod stuff, all this. I heard you over here like, oh, it's so sad about A-Rod and Gina. What? Did you read in the paper A-Rod what A-Rod was doing?
Yes, we know he was out there flirting on the field.
Yeah, A-Rod was out there flirting.
That's just a New York thing, man. That's that New York swag, man. I can't hold on. Before if we're gonna do this, then you need to tell the people where you from and why.
You want to get
we want to know why you just gonna jump on the Yankees like this. Go ahead. Now tell them, because make it hotter. Go ahead.
I'm from New England. I'm from Boston, straight up. And everybody's mean. When I come here from Boston, they're mean to me right away. Mean.
Were you wearing a Red Sox hat?
Nah, I didn't wear it. I left it in the car. I didn't want to get killed on my way in here, but I left my hat in the car. But it's a problem. I'm from New England, and I feel like people should calm down when we come here. Like right there, those pink hats, you could rock that, and you're probably safer wearing that than I am with a Red Sox hat. Walking around here.
Oh yeah, no, that was 100%.
Wait a minute.
We're actually not that bad.
Because it's a lot worse in Boston. Because I had hold on.
It's worse in Philadelphia.
I have a lot of family in Randolph, so I'm in Boston a lot. Yeah. When I'm in Boston, all right, I'm talking about guys in their 80s ice grill me like they gonna set it off. Sometimes I feel nervous. Then you got one little kid kick me on my kneecap because I had on my Yankee hat. If I'd have had my Derek Jeter jersey, he might have closed on me.
They breed them young over there. You see that?
I don't don't understand what's going on.
I think that you guys are hypersensitive. You're hypersensitive to the fact that we're a dominant team. So you get hypersensitive.
Dominant team? Dominant? Did you just seriously say the Red Sox are a dominant team?
Which Red Sox are you talking about? Not the ones that didn't make the
That
playoffs.
celebrate their 100th year with their third worst season in the past 75?
Here we go with the stats. That's the stat, man.
That is the one and only legendary.
This is the one I was afraid of. This is the one I was going to have to deal with today. Right? Because I'm just talking with heart. I'm not talking with facts and stats.
Hey, listen. You know what? But I got shout out to the Red Sox because they're the
For
best.
no reason.
They're the best losers that I know. They lose with such grace.
God.
You know, they hired Bobby Valentine this season. You know, they got rid of a great GM and Terry Francona and for what? For Bobby Valentine to come in and stink it up?
That was a mistake.
I agree. He didn't do nothing with the Mets, and so y'all just wanted some of that New York swag. You thought he was gonna get it because he was with the Mets from New York, but it didn't work like that.
That's all New York. That's all New York talks about is swag. They're always talking about swag. Wins. That's what matters.
Yeah, I know, and we got those too. It's called 27 World Championships.
Wait,
so.
but hold on. Now wait a
Here we
minute.
go.
Because you are from the New England area, and you did mention wins. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there was a Super Bowl that was played.
Yeah,
I believe it
recently,
was in was it February? Statman, if I'm not mistaken, it was in
That's usually
February, and it was the football giants from New York, and they went up against the.
Who is it? Isn't that around your way? Where you at?
So you guys came out victorious 2 times. Good for you. How many times have you guys been there in the last 10, 15 years, Statman?
Well,
It's about wins, not how many times
if you
you
want to
get there.
talk about the last 25 years.
Why are we going back so far?
Okay.
The last 10, 15.
Well, if you don't remember, 5 years ago, we kind of did the same thing to the same team. You know, the New England Patriots, they
No,
lost,
I know you guys did that.
All right,
Prior
so-
to that, well,
so two.
they usually get one every decade.
One every
The
day. Okay.
past couple of
Okay,
decades
cool.
in the
Yeah,
90s.
at least
and
one,
the
at
80s.
least one.
At least one, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we were making it through there quite a bit. You know, it's you know what's weird.
One every decade for the last 4 decades and 4 in the last 25 years, which is more than any other team. That includes Pittsburgh, Cowboys,
I'm not
any
asking
other
about
team.
all those teams, Statman.
I'm just- I'm just-
Here's what I'm gonna say. When you're from New England, this is what's difficult. Because I know you guys talk about the swag a lot, but being from New England, we're so used to winning that it's difficult when we even lose one game. It's devastating. It's weird to be like that. You guys aren't even like
Really?
that. You're used to it.
No,
But
we're actually used to winning. That's the thing. We're kind of a little bit spoiled by it.
That's how we are.
We're approaching.
No, I can't believe
we're
that.
We're at 27 championships right now, so pretty soon we'll be tied with the amount of teams in the league. We'll have a championship ring for each team that there is in Major League
Do you
Baseball
think
now.
they're gonna start donating one out
You
to?
know what? But when we really think about it, this whole New York, blah blah. Here's the thing. It's like having a bigger pool, like the D1 versus D3 schools. You guys have a lot more to pull from. This is the biggest city. It's the biggest city out there. So it's
And the
nation-
best,
it's
and the
nation's
best,
capital. It's
you know.
okay. It's the nation's capital, right? So you guys have more to pull from. It's not fair. A lot of the other teams are
Technically, the
from
nation's
D3.
capital is Washington D.C., but
Nah, but we're
it
talking
used
about
to
New
be.
York.
Well,
but
we might as well be.
financial-
We definitely the swag
Yeah.
capital of
There
the.
we go with the swag again.
I never even used to like that word swag,
Yeah,
but
it just
you
fits
just say it
now.
with so
Hold
much
on.
swag that it's
Now,
okay.
I will say this. All right, you guys have the Celtics. All right, now there is a winning organization. Unlike
Maybe that's what he was
Red Sox.
talking about, because I
Because
couldn't
that's what you
understand the
should-
Boston
And our
Red Sox
Patriots,
thing.
And our Patriots. Well, how
Yeah.
I see they deflate you. Look at that. Immediately. They make you
Because
suck.
the reason why that happens is because the last 2 times again they win the Super Bowl, they lost to the football giants of New York. Now I don't like bringing up the past, but since that was just in February, I find that it's okay for me to talk about it a little bit. But I'm trying. But
Against me. It's Black History Month. And you
I'm
gonna
tr-
team up to
I'm
find
tr-
a thing to go against me with instead of we could get the stat man right now, but you gonna get me. Okay.
I'm trying. No, I'm trying. I'm just trying to make you aware of what's going on. Because with this Patriots team, you guys are the only team to go undefeated in a season, break almost every passer record,
even get all the stats out
receiver
fast.
record. Anything you could think of, they broke it. Went to the playoffs, skipped the first round, won in the second round. They won the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Then they go to the Super Bowl, And not once but twice do we have an amazing catch by an amazing receiver that just turns the tide and steals the life out of every New England fan.
Nah,
I do gotta ask you a question. Do you think Tom Brady is a little traumatized by the fact that he's being abused by Eli Manning? 2 Super Bowls haven't happened to him twice. I'm just curious what you think about
Well,
that.
if you're gonna ask a question, you have to ask an appropriate question. Okay?
How do you
Let's take
think
that out.
Tom Brady is affected mentally by his upsets against the Giants twice in the past
That's a
few?
really good question. How do I feel he's affected? I feel he's affected the same way, any really good quarterback would be affected. They're affected at the time, and the next year they're ready to go in and do what they have to do. He's human, so obviously he thinks about it, and he's constantly wanting to get them back, so it would be nice to face them again at some point. And I'm sure you guys feel confident because you got the 2 wins, but it's shit. Those fluky wins. It's easier to get over.
That's what
sometimes.
we get.
Wait,
The
hold
first
on.
one was a fluke. So was the second one.
Oh,
So
you
was,
guys-
so was the regular season win last year in Gillette Stadium, where
Yeah.
Tom Brady used to not lose. Now he's
this.
losing to the Cardinals.
Say
And
this. Hold on. They don't even. New York doesn't even respect the Giants. They would rather talk about the Jets and Rex Ryan and his wife's feet than they would rather talk about the Giants.
Well, that's the
well, no,
circus.
they got
everybody-
Tim Tebow on the Jets, so
Yeah.
it's not that New York. In New York, they care about. There's more Giants fans than Jets fans out there, but they care more about Tebow. That's a national thing, no matter what team Tebow is playing for. I think he should have went to Jacksonville because he's already a local hero down there from being in the University of Florida. He would have been a hero down there, and it would have kept Dirty Sanchez from of having all that pressure of having Tim Tebow as a backup, and he could have focused on football this year. But that just is what it is. But
I mean, listen, because you know what? Because I'm gonna stop backtracking. All right, we know that the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl twice. We know that Eli Manning was a Super Bowl MVP twice. We know that Tom Brady was exposed by the Giants front four twice. We know all of that stuff. So I'm not even going to keep bringing that up. That's irrelevant at this point. We're going to take it to this season, in which the Patriots are 3-3 right now, pretty much tied with everybody in the AFC East. You know,
Including the
Tom
Jets.
Brady has now lost to the Cardinals and to the Seahawks badly. He let the young boy Russell Wilson come in and lead his team in a fourth quarter comeback victory over the veteran New England Patriot team with all of these guys, with Tom Brady, Wes Welker, who's my boy. I got to shout out Wes Welker because he's carrying my fantasy team right now. So shout out to Wes Welker.
Okay.
And you got Gronkowski, you got Hernandez. They even tried to bring in Kellen Winslow a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
You know,
It didn't
and
work. But wait a minute. Tom Brady is not the one who lost to these guys. Our defense is the one who lost. We can't. Sometimes they want to give it away and say that it's this guy or it's that guy. Yeah, we know the quarterback bears it all, but he's not the one who lost to those guys. The DBs gave it up. Russell Wilson throwing deep. It's not really those two going head to head. So yeah, he beat our DBs. He beat us. He beat the quarterback.
well, see now we go back to your boy Belichick, Mr.
Did
Spygate.
you say Belichick? Yeah.
Belichick.
Belichick. Doing what every other team has done before and just got caught for it. And was supposed to
Well,
stop for it.
again,
Okay, go ahead.
he wasn't smart enough to not get caught if that was the case.
Alright,
But what is he doing? Because I thought he did something very great, and he was able to amass all of those high draft picks, and I don't see it paying off just yet. Maybe it'll pay off sometime down the road, but this season the Patriots have looked sloppy in a lot of their games, and I always say that the Patriots, they obviously they're the best in the AFC East, but this season they have not been able to really put their mark on the season yet. The defense, they haven't really had a good defense in some years now, but it's getting to the point where now they're getting exposed a lot more. So what is it that they need to do on defense to kind of turn things around?
I don't think, even this year, I don't think it's so much that they're getting exposed more. I think there's been bigger plays that they've given up, as opposed to overall defense getting exposed. Because the defense right now is overall better than it was last year and the year before. They're better. They're a lot better. But I think the big plays that we gave up, that's why I like what you were saying. The big plays we gave up with Russell Wilson making those long bombs, that's not going to happen all the time. And he made it happen last week. That was great. The Cardinals was there. Their D was on point that game. And they played other people like that. The Seahawks defense is nasty.
Yeah, they
right. They're really good. I mean,
the NFC West is looking
the
very
whole
good right
NFC
now.
West for the most part is showing up this year defensively. So
I'm excited about the way that like I'm not happy that the team loses at all. Never happy when your team loses, obviously.
Yeah.
But you always try to pick things out which
To get the positives.
to get the positives and make you move forward. So I just feel like with New England is they're gonna come out on top of the AFC and then they're gonna face some of these other guys and it's gonna be I'm pretty
confident
Still
there?
confident,
Hey,
yeah.
man,
All right,
listen.
so you have your confidence, but I was kind of looking forward to the stand-up sit-down. You don't got like a little 5-minute little thing for us?
What you got, stat man, for 5 minutes? You give me something for 5 minutes of stats.
Well,
I'm trying to.
wait, hold on, because the stand up, sit down is really it should be about the Red Sox and how horrible that those guys are. They didn't make the playoffs again.
Well, actually,
their whole season was a stand up comedy routine, getting rid of Adrian Gonzalez and Carl Crawford. In the middle of the season, just to still get rid of
they're
Bobby
freeing up
Valentine.
cap room, but I understand that because unlike other sports, there is no salary cap, so they got rid of some salaries and they can pick up different free agents. Josh Hamilton is a free agent next year. They might be going after him. He didn't have that great of a season this year, but they might be going after him and some other free agents out there as well. But we had a question, one of our shot-for-shot questions on our radio show, which airs every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on RealFansRealTalk.com. One of our shot-for-shot questions, and we're going to get to shot-for-shot in a little while on this show, was being the fact that that Bobby Valentine got fired and everything that happened with the Red Sox this past year. Do you think it's a desirable position to be the manager of the Red Sox at this point for other managers considering the position for the Red Sox?
Yeah, I mean, any manager worth his weight would want to come in and manage a club like the Red Sox. They would want to come in because it's a high caliber, high profile team. So that is obviously going to get your weight up as long as you can do what you're supposed to do, as long as you can actually manage and do well in that organization, then that's...
So do you blame Bobby Valentine for what happened this past season?
No, I don't completely blame him because you're dealing with grown men, so I don't completely blame him. But
Do you think the players gave up on him?
yeah, I think to a certain extent they gave. I think he gave up. I think it was a reciprocal. I think they gave up on each other. He was like, whatever, I can't. He's like, they're gonna do what they want to do, and then they're like, well, we're gonna do what we want to do because we don't have someone that's allowing us to do the right thing or holding us accountable to it. So
I tell you what the problem is. The problem is when they cut out the beer drinking and the
I was
fried
just
chicken
gonna say
eating
that.
in the dugout. Once they cut all of that out, everything kind of went downhill from there, and the spiral has just gotten out of control at this point.
I mean, I said that on the pilot episode as far as them taking away the beer and the fried food in the dugout and stuff like.
This is the play stuff again. So we're talking about the Sanchez hot dogs. We're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about.
Well, we know that the Jets are bums.
Okay.
We don't.
Okay.
We don't. No. Hold on.
was
Here
good.
on Real Fans, Real Talk, we do not deny the fact that the Jets and the Mets are atrocious. And we let that be known almost every week.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we're comfortable admitting the bad in our New York teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing about Boston, I noticed no matter how bad that the Red Sox should be abysmal in the season, they'll still find some kind of way to big them up. Us, on the other hand, when you stink, New York is letting you know that you guys are garbage, and that's just what it is.
That's slick.
But-
So slick. That's New York's way. That's New
Hey.
York's way of just trying to be able to put down other people.
You gotta listen. You gotta bring it in
Reverse
this
swag,
state,
deliver.
in this city. You gotta bring it. And if you're not doing what the Giants did in the Super Bowl against those New England Patriots, then you are not bringing it. And we're gonna tell you about yourselves. But with that being said, we got a little segment that we call Shot for Shot, and basically we have 5 questions that we ask, and the loser has to wear the team apparel of a team that they hate on the following episode of the show.
Yes,
Now-
we have had to wear Red Sox
Yes.
hats before, unfortunately.
It was
I
tragic.
saw that episode. It was
Yeah. Hey, whoa.
Best looking thing on that show was that.
So,
Would you wear the referee jersey for this and judge this episode of Shot for Shot?
and I'm gonna battle it out with the stat man.
Replacement ref, huh? With the stat.
Yo, man, listen. I don't want no bias. Boston. You know, actually, let me check the questions.
Yeah, we
Anything
do
New England here?
got something.
There's a
New
Yankee
England
question
there.
here. He might throw a wrench in the game with the Yankee question.
All right, let's do this.
But when we do Shot for Shot though, you know, because we're big boxing fans here on Real Fans Real Talk. As you guys see, you know, last 2 weeks ago actually, Riddick Bowe dropped off the Big Daddy glove, you know, signed it and all of that for the Real Fans Real Talk team. And in boxing, they have their ring card girls. And we here at Real Fans Real Talk, we like to have our ring card girls when we battle it out in Shot for Shot. You know, just something for the fans. That's all. So, you know, as we get into this installment of Real Fans Real Talk, I know our ring card girl is over there on the side getting ready.
Before we get into that, I just want to let everyone know we get some of our Shot for Shot questions from our fan mail questions. Our fan mail address is fanmail@realfansrealtalk.com. Our individual Twitter addresses, contact information, emails is on the realfansrealtalk.com website under the contact section of the page. If you want more information about the breast cancer charity that we mentioned earlier, it's realfansrealtalk.com/charities. And make sure you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/realfansrealtalk. We post some funny photos up there. We have updates on special episodes. We post all our previous episodes after they upload on YouTube as well. Facebook.com/realfansrealtalk. And we'll also be doing some specials throughout the week because we do Sundays on the radio. We air live on BronxNet every Tuesday from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on BronxNet Television. All our archived episodes are on realfansrealtalk.com, RFRT Media drop-down menu, RFRT TV. We will be doing short episodes, 15-minute updates throughout the week, so make sure you check us out on Facebook to get updates on our special episodes. But with that being said, without further ado, another edition of Shot for Shot. And can we get a little reminder of which round this is?
What round is this again?
What round are we doing in Shot for Shot?
I think this is round 1.
That's what it says.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute.
I think.
Wait, Statman, I know you had a breast cancer awareness rubber band for our ring card girl. Could you just come back out for 1 second so we can give you this breast cancer awareness rubber band? Yeah, you don't have to bring the card. Just come back out. We want to give you, you know, because we want everybody to know that we definitely support the cause here on Real Fans Real Talk. See how she's displaying her rubber band. All right.
Came on the right day, man. I didn't know it was going to be no real.
Hey, it's Real Fans Real Talk. We got a real ring card girl.
Real talk, real woman.
All right.
Okay. Does she need to come back again and get the hat?
And
you want me to pin the thing?
Well, every round, she lets us
Yeah.
know because sometimes we forget what number we're on, so
Yeah,
she
so
she
helps
can come
remind
back.
us, which
Exactly.
we definitely appreciate, by the way.
Yeah, this is nice. All right, stat man. All right, let me focus here. Okay, here we go. Shot for shot. Which team's loss was made concerning this week? Which team's loss was most concerning this week? Cowboys, Eagles, or the Patriots? Let's start with you.
All right, now, the reason I'm not going to say the Patriots,
Oh, my goodness. Here
and
we go.
this is not because I know you're a Patriots fan, but I still think the Patriots are going to win the AFC East like they've done for the past couple of years. So that knocks them out of the box. I'm going to say the Eagles, and the reason I say the Eagles because this is similar to what happened for them last season. And, you know, they're not getting any better. That defense is, you know, they're just giving up leads in the fourth quarter. And it led to them firing their defensive coordinator earlier this morning, Juan Castillo. So I'm going to say the Eagles.
Yeah, for the same reason. Even though the Patriots had the upset on a team that they should have beaten, the tied with the Jets in the division, but the Jets aren't going to do anything. So I really don't think that the Patriots have too much competition in the division as opposed to the NFC East, where the Eagles need every win they could get to keep up with Big Blue and the Giants and Eli Manning. So I'm gonna have to agree with Trip Young on that one.
Okay. So does that mean the stat man and Trip? Now I gotta call who wins that right there.
No,
That's
only if we
That's a
disagree.
tie.
That's a tie.
That
You
means
only
we
award
all
a
win
point.
because the rain card girl
Okay.
gets to come back out, and it's I believe it's round 2.
I'm not sure though. Can we get a reminder of what
Yeah,
round
what,
it is?
Yeah. What round?
What round are we in, Rebecca? Can you let us
Yeah,
know?
because shout out to Rebecca. She's our lovely rain card girl, and she's been holding us down. So it's oh my goodness.
That man is the smoothest. Like Rebecca the cook. What round are we at? What round are we at right now?
All right, thank you for that reminder.
Do I said some sarcasm in there?
All right, number 2. Did umpire Jeff Nelson's incorrect safe out call second base cost the Yankees the game? Did umpire Jeff Nelson's incorrect safe out call cost them the game? Cost the Yankees the game.
I'm gonna say no, just because you can't really dictate what's gonna happen because of that particular call. They're already down 1-0 at that point. So in that particular case, they ended up losing the game 3-0. Yes, it put 2 more runs on the board. It could have changed the whole momentum, but the way the Yankees have been hitting, A-Rod got a hit in the 9th, but there were already 2 outs. I'm like, wow, oh my God, A-Rod got a hit, but I mean, it's still. I don't think it would have made a difference. We would have just lost the game 1-0 if that was the case.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it quick. I gotta agree. It's the hitting. That's as simple as that. The Yankees are not hitting. That's it.
So it's nothing to do with that call.
It did screw up the momentum. It could have changed things up for the Yankees. I do see that perspective, but I mean, there's also a very good possibility that they would have just lost that game 1-0 as opposed to 3-0.
It's possible, but it wasn't guaranteed. But what is guaranteed is that we have a rain card girl, and I believe she's gonna tell us what round it is right now because I feel like we're all winners today. Whenever she comes out and shows us
Round
those
3.
numbers.
He's been thinking on a smooth segue. That was a lot smoother to get her out here.
I mean, I try. I try to do what I can
That
do.
was good.
All right.
If the Eagles miss the playoffs, will this be Andy Reid's last season as head coach?
Yes, it definitely is. They've already started. Like I just mentioned earlier, Juan Castillo was fired, who was Andy Reid's guy, and this is going to be too long. The fans are disgusted by this, and management they got to try something different.
Satman.
I could go either way with this, but we're having a lot of agreement today. I'm trying to think of going the other way, but I do gotta agree. I mean, he has the unfortunate occurrence with his son dying earlier on this season. I'm not sure how obviously that affects anybody mentally. And if they don't come up with a big season this year, the fans are definitely tired of it. They were considered to be the dream team last year. Yes, Andy Reid is very close with the ownership of the Eagles, so that does work in his favor, which is probably one of the main reasons why he returned this season. But I think the fans are just basically calling for his head if he doesn't come through this season. So.
Okay.
Another
Sucks to be
agreement.
them.
So
Can I say this though? Don't you feel like it'll affect Michael Vick more than it's gonna affect Andy Reid right now? Because Andy Reid's gonna have to make a switch at some point. And so if they start doing better, don't you feel like he'll still be around as opposed to him not being around?
They got to make the playoffs. It's been too long. They haven't made the playoffs in a couple of years now. They've only been to 1 Super Bowl under Andy Reid, which they lost to your guys.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's one and done. This is his last straw.
that year I was rooting for the Patriots, by the way. So we were on the same page that year.
I tell you who I was rooting for more than the Patriots that year, and that was our ring card girl. Because I'm rooting on her right now to tell us what round we are in right now.
We in now.
We got to stop with this topic because if not, we're just gonna have the ring card girl stay out here, and she's gonna have to decide on the winner.
I feel like I'm insane. You know how you just keep doing the same thing over and over? I just keep looking at her every time she comes. And she's like purposely shakes her, she does that.
She does a little. Hey, listen.
We definitely do appreciate it.
That's real fans, real talk right there.
Always do that little motion like that.
It is what it is, but we love it though.
Which is more likely to happen first? Another comeback in Monday Night Football or another comeback in baseball from a 3-0 deficit?
This one I've been thinking about for a while. I mean, the 3-0 deficit obviously was your Red Sox doing. Yeah.
A lot of stats keep coming up. A lot of the stats of the Red Sox. Right?
Yeah. So
New England.
not too many of them, but you know, you all wearing the referee, so I'm trying to do my non-monetary way of paying you off. I'm gonna say I've been thinking about this question, and I'm going to say the Monday Night Football, just because of the fact that not only is this the first time that it happened in Monday Night Football, it's only the fourth time anything like that happened in football history, and the odds of it happening again on a Monday it makes it even more rare. Yes, it could happen again on a Sunday night during during any of the games during the course of Sunday, but Monday Night Football being that specific and it happening makes it less likely than with baseball, where it could happen at any given day. So, not that it could happen any given, you know what I mean, as far as, you know, on a Monday or Tuesday, whatever the case may be, if it were to happen. So that it just makes it a lot harder for it to happen on Monday night.
Man. I gotta agree. I don't see another team coming back from 03. I'm having a hard enough time trying to keep myself.
Well, I said Monday Night Football, so if you're saying 03, that's
No,
disagreeing.
that's not what he's saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying I'm having a hard enough time trying to wrap myself around pushing the Yankees to come back from 02 right now and win this series. So 03 is definitely, I don't see that happening. So I gotta go. I gotta go with football, with the coming back on.
All right.
So you agreeing?
Yeah.
All right. So we're forward agrees, and that brings us into our last round.
You know what? Why don't you introduce the ring card girl this time? Because you haven't got a chance.
Yeah. No, she knows when to come. I don't even have to say it. Look at her. She knows when to come out, girl. Yeah. Who's that girl?
All right, last question.
Last question. Here it is. Will Seattle be able to pull off another upset victory over the 49ers on Thursday Night Football?
It'll be Trip Young first.
Whew. Now, they've upset. Well, I don't know if we can necessarily say they upset the Packers, but I guess we can, even though it should have been a touchdown. Oh, excuse me. It should have been an interception. So I don't know if we can say that. They definitely upset the Patriots, because nobody. Well, I can't say nobody, but most people didn't pick them to beat the Patriots. However, the 49ers are just coming off of getting spanked by the Giants this past Sunday. And the last time they lost to the Vikings, they came back with a vengeance. And Alex Smith had one of his best offensive games of his career. As good as that Seattle defense is, I got to say no. I don't think they upset the 49ers.
So we're going to have to start with Rebecca coming out again with a number 1 sign for the first round of overtime, because I'm going to have to agree with you. The 49ers, I think, are a better team than the Patriots this year. They lost to the Giants because a lot of those great teams, including that undefeated Patriots team, they see Eli Manning come out there, they get all scared and intimidated and everything, and it messes with their head a little bit. So the 49ers are a better team. Congrats to Russell Wilson for throwing the first game-winning interception in football history against the Packers a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Football, but I don't think they're going to come up with another upset against the 49ers. So.
All right, so we're gonna have to go to overtime. I think we got a fan mail question that we can go to for that. But before we do that, can we get our ring card back out here to introduce this next round?
This is
the OT.
The first round, the first overtime. And are we agreeing on purpose just so we can have Rebecca come out
for double overtime?
I don't know if we're gonna have to come up with a question for number 2. Oh, you do? Okay, so we'll set up for.
All right, so let's get this done. I hope your question is not, will the Red Sox beat the Yankees for the next 100 years in a row? But go ahead.
Fan mail question. Call from Tampa writes, do you guys think that Matt Holliday's takeout slide of Marco Scutaro in the first inning of the NLCS Game 2 was a dirty play?
It's on me for this one.
It's on me, actually. I'm gonna say no because it's part of the game. I mean, you're sliding in for that reason because you're doing it to throw off the second baseman. So I'm gonna say it's not like it's part of the game. So I'm not gonna say it's a dirty play. I gotta say no.
I'm gonna say keep this quick because I agree with the stat man. It's part of the game, and it's just unfortunate that he was hurt on the play. But I gotta agree. So we're gonna have to go to double overtime.
Number 2 on overtime is that? Well, no, the second one we actually
we're going to the Corey Rodriguez
improv shot for shot question.
Exactly. So let's bring our rain card girl out for double overtime because we are running low on time here. So you know what? No matter what stat man says, I'm disagreeing with him. Unless
you go first.
Unless your question is in reference to the Yankees or the Giants. Go ahead.
The Giants play the Jets. If they were to play the Jets 5 times, who would take the most victories if Tim Tebow was your quarterback?
The Giants all 5 times. Okay, for Tebow, Sanchez, whoever else they got at quarterback, the Giants 5 out of 5.
If both teams are healthy, I gotta agree. Unless Eli Manning is injured or if there's some significant injuries on the Giants, I gotta.
Question for you to disagree with, but you guys disagree with. I thought there was gonna be a disagreement. I was gonna hear some debate here. Let's hear some debate.
We're both Giants fans, and we both agreed that the Jets are garbage, so there wasn't gonna be a debate.
We gotta. You know what? We're gonna end this one off in a tie, so neither one of us have to wear a Red Sox hat next week.
Exactly.
And because we are gonna be wearing these pink hats again next week to support.
All right. You know what? Corey has a quick question for us, so let's go ahead. Because he wants us to wear Red Sox hat. I know that's why.
Who wins the debate tonight? Obama or Romney?
That's not a sports-related question, so I will not dignify that with a response. One thing I will say, everybody is a winner when they come out to support the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Make sure you're there at the charity. The Real Fans Real Talk crew will be there. I want to remind everyone, realfansrealtalk.com/charities. You can find out all the information as well as the link on how to donate. Tickets aren't too expensive, $30, and you get 2 hours of bowling shoe rental. You get one of the ribbons that we're wearing on the set, as well as the bracelets that we're wearing, and the lovely Rebecca, our ring card girl, is wearing as well. You get one of those, ribbon, 2 hours of bowling shoe rental. Thank you all for supporting us, and we would appreciate it if you come out to support the Breast Cancer Research Foundation.
And thanks again to Corey for coming out to the show. You guys got to check him out. If you go see him live, he's amazing performing. And CoreyRodriguez.com is his website. Definitely look him up. This is a funny man. Go out and watch his set. Like I said, I'm going back, so y'all definitely got to check that out. Well, we will be back again next week, live right here on BronxNet Channel 68. And you can also check us out on realfansrealtalk.com. But in the meantime, as we get ready to roll these credits, can we bring our rain card girl back out here just one more time? Because she's the real winner on today's show. Just go ahead, and girl, and just take us out.
You guys have a poll still?
And Trip Young has that new Big Baby music video, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well in the future. So
yeah, because we're going to be playing. I directed that video, so it's going to be a good look. And thanks again, guys, for watching. This is Real Fans Real Talk for Trip Young, Mark the Statman Skevich, and of course, Corey Rodriguez and our lovely ring card girl, Rebecca Miller. We will see you next week.
Good night, everyone. Let's go Yankees.
Oh, goodness.
Red Sox suck.
White and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. Realfansrealtalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. Real fans, realtalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com.